Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever. Let's make sure my camera is clean. That's better. I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. Welcome to the show. As you know, I'm here each and every week right here. Today, I'm in my studio at the World Trichology Institute, and I just want to welcome you to the show. Well, as you can see, my hair is always I'll always do things to my hair. But today, as promised, I'm going to show you what my hair looks like when I dress it for bed. This is what I do. Really simple. And then I'm going to show you how I get my fro to stretch out, or how I get my fro to um, just be a shrunken fro. I have my tools. I'm gonna tell you everything that I do before I go to bed, and everything I do with my hair, what I do in the mornings, and how I get my hair to do what I do with my hair. You have been asking for it, you got it. The other thing I'm going to talk about today is quick weave. Quick weave is huge for a lot of people. It's still a big deal. I think that you need my opinion on it. We need the pros and cons of it, the positives. Why do people get quick weave? Is it bad for you? Is it good for you? Is it okay? What is the deal with quick weave? Also, front lace wigs. They're still around. People are doing those things. They're using front lace wigs. And I'm going to open my chat room. We're going to talk about frontal lace wigs. Are you using the glue on it, or do you just putting them on and using bobby pins? What are we doing with front lace wigs? And what will it hurt our hair? What does it do to our hairline? These are things that I get tons of questions about, and I want to make sure that you get the answers. So if you're just tuning in for the very first time, I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, and I'm going to be your hair doctor for the next 60 minutes. And if you've tuned in before and you are a subscriber to my YouTube page, then thank you and welcome. Those of you who have not tuned in before, if you want to become a subscriber, you should definitely subscribe to my page, because I have over 700 videos. I know, a lot, but I've been doing this for many, many years. I'm a trichologist, and basically what I try and do is I try and give you knowledge that will allow you to really, really help yourself. You become empowered to help yourself with your hair and managing it at home and working with your stylist and knowing whether or not you even need to see someone like myself, a trichologist. So pretty cool. So I try to come on every week, and I do different things like sometimes I will do a cyber reading, but right now with my talk show, I really try and do things that are going to help you. When I say cyber reading, I have 2 books. Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair, Every Woman's Guide. I actually have more than that, but those are the ones that are kind of in circulation. Those are the ones that I haven't published anything recently, but those are books that you can find on my website. The other thing, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm not doing a whole lot on Twitter, but Twitter is a good one. You can also send me a message through Twitter. You can go to my Facebook page. You can like it, and I would love to have that. So guys, I'm just excited about the show today. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start with my hair. This is what I do before I go to bed. I use my product called Hair Vitamin. Now, this is because my hair is already healthy. If you're trying to get your hair healthy, you might have to layer products. So with my hair being healthy, I put hair vitamins on my hair, and then I twist. And I twist in these. These are like the staple styles. I mean, this is where, from this, dressing your hair, it's called dressing your hair for bed. And you really need to dress your hair for bed, because if you don't dress your hair for bed, then you're not going to have as much manageability over it, and it won't do what you want it to do. And what I was saying, this is like pretty much a staple style. You can, from this style, you can do anything you want with your hair. So I start out with hair vitamins, like I said, because my hair is healthy. And then I twist my hair. So I'm going to take my hair down. Now, let me just say this. If you had damaged hair or extremely dry hair, you would use your hair vitamin. your hydration or Moisture Plus if your hair is not as dry. There's my Moisture Plus. And then you would use your oil sheet jar to seal everything in. But I don't have a problem with retaining moisture. The hair vitamin is going to give me some protein and some moisture, so I have strength and hydration. So I'll put that on my ends first, and then that allows me to open my hair, and then I can put it on the hair close to the scalp. And I wear these little puffs. So what's the cool thing is I don't have any tension on my hairline. So that's why I have a nice full hairline. A lot of times, especially as women, we tend to want to get it really tight. And even though I've got this big puff and this hair is traveling from here to here, I don't have it pulled like that. So now I don't have to worry about whether I'm going to lose my hairline. So that's important. Once you do your twist, you want to make sure you can get your fingers under here, because what's going to happen when you sleep, you're going to turn back and forth. Okay. All right. So first I take my hair down, and you can put oil on your fingers and reverse your hair, or you could just take it. And if you've put your hair vitamin evenly distributed, you're going to twist it in that opposite direction. And at some point, it's just going to release. So then you got to, oops, I got a little stress. No, it's not a stress ball. It's just, what is that? It's hair. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it may have been some of my natural shedding. Okay, so because it wasn't knotted up. All right, so here you release. Now I've got these two here. Same with this, and you just basically release them. I look like Pippi Longstocking. Do you remember that movie? Okay, here. And it's really easy. And the thing is, you see me smoothing through my hair, but I'm basically unraveling it and then releasing it. Okay, same here. And you can see how short it looks now too. But in a minute, it's going to look really long, because you know, if you have natural kinky hair, and these are for my earth mamas, my natural hair sisters, this particular thing, because it's so crucial that you understand that you do not, having natural kinky hair is not going to be hard work. So here we go. And I have one in the back. So I basically had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last night I did 8. So I did 8 of them, and that's 8. Okay, and we're done. So then what I do is I take my Moisture Plus, because again, my hair is healthy, so I don't have to do a lot of layering of the product. And also I don't have to oil my ends, because my hair is still pretty hydrated. It's not dry. So I could actually put this on my headband, and I could fluff out my hair. So you have 2 ways to do it. You can either fluff it out this way, or the easiest way, depends on if you want a really tight fro puff, then you take it and you just fluff it while it's in your little puff. So you're just basically opening up the hair, and you're just separating that hair. And that's all I'm doing, is separating it so I can keep my definition. So, I always try to do things what I call French lacing. So I'm separating the hair while it's in the little tight puff, the headband, because I want to have a nice shrunken, tight, defined puff. See that? So it's just, and you have to be careful, because with your hair, if you have any length to it, you'll end up stretching your hair out, and you're wanting it tighter. So that's why sometimes you'll see me in the clinic. If those of you who come to my clinic, you'll see me and you'll see this look. This is what I do, because I wear a lab coat when I'm doing my examinations, and this is my look. So you'll see this look. Simple, easy peasy. You see how quick I did that? All right, so what if you wanted to stretch your hair out? So what I would do is I would take my hair, you see it's nice and tight. I would take my Moisture Plus. So first I would just get my hair to relax a little bit. And then I would take my Moisture Plus, and I would put it on the ends, a little bit on the ends. And I would just grab my ends like this. And then I would take it and smooth it. Got it caught in my earring on my ends, but I don't want to really ruin my definition, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of opening up the hair. So I'm just going to smooth it on top of those curls. So I'm just taking my hand putting my hair between my hand and I'm smoothing it. You'll already see it begin to try and stretch. So I got fingers and thumb pressing in, and then I have my hand smoothing down. Okay, and then we're gonna get to quick weave and lace front wigs, but I promise you guys I would do that. And then I'm gonna take my the next section in the back. I'm gonna take a little more Moisture Plus. So just taking a little Moisture Plus, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna smooth this back here so I can get my ends. See, what a lot of folks forget, and see how much longer that's getting in this side. A lot of folks forget is that you have to hydrate your ends. Your ends are the old folks. They're the hair that's been on there the longest. So to keep from having to trim your hair all the time, where that hair is traveling, the splits are traveling down your shaft, something called chronic split ends will develop, then you want to make sure that you are keeping your ends hydrated. And if you have super dry hair, sealing them. And even with relaxed hair, you have to put, the Moisture Plus is really the best because see, it has a nice shine and it's not heavy. So you put that on your ends. And honestly, I do it really quick like this. I'll just go down the hair and then I take it a little bit and I'll do smooth it and smooth my hair forward, smooth the hair backward, and smooth, smooth, smooth. So now I've got it on top of the hair and mainly on the ends. Now, in order to have even distribution, product placement, really product placement, because I want my fro to stretch out. So what I'm going to do, I've got it on my end, so now I can open my hair up without playing tug of war with it. So I'm going to take some Moisture Plus and I'll put it on the hair close to the scalp. Why am I doing that? Because those curls that are tight at your scalp, those curls are going to draw toward the head. The Moisture Plus is going to get them to relax. I just may as well take that earring off for now. Okay, and then I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to smooth it down the shaft. And I got forefinger and thumb, and I still know those curls are there. So I'm just taking forefinger and thumb, smoothing it down the shaft, and I'm working it down. Okay, and see, you can see how much longer it's getting already. So I'm going to do the next part. And you're doing a crawling technique. You're just kind of parting your hair. And I'm going to put Moisture Plus in. If you're just tuning in, I'm showing you how I dress my hair for bed. And then I'm showing you how after I dress my hair for bed, what I do the next morning. So you'll have to rewind the tape because I always archive my tapes. And you'll be able to get the whole picture of what I've done. So again, I'm grabbing the rest of the hair with that. And I'm smoothing it down. Now, this is what you would dress your hair for bed if you had really dry hair. But I normally just dress my hair for bed using the hair vitamins on the ends and then using the, and twisting it, making sure I have a nice ribbon smooth technique. And I've showed you guys some of that, but this is the part of the video where I'm just going to show you what I do when I want to stretch out my fro after I've gotten up in the morning. And you'll see all I'm doing is getting all that hair together. So I'm making sure that all the hair, see, a lot of times you guys will take product, put it on, and do like I did with my ends, and that's it. So you can see already how this is elongated, how my hair is just stretching. You got to get it on the foundation here. You got to get it on the hair close to the scalp. Again, I'm using a crawling technique. And I got a little Moisture Plus because I got a little ahead of myself. And then I'm putting it on the hair close to the scalp. I'm going to talk about quick weave in a minute. So you guys get your questions. My chat room should be open now. And I'll go to that in just a second to see what you guys have to say. And if you have a question for me, and also look at the comments. You can also call my institute. If you're trying to get in to see me, you can call my institute at 901-380-4445. That's 901-380-4445. Consultants are standing by, and they would love to schedule an appointment if you need to come in and see me, have a hair and scalp analysis, or maybe go into one of our salons and have a wellness. My goodness, the wellness is wonderful. And this time of year, and I'm just dating the show when I say it, but this is when we're having that transition season. So we have this spa treatment, oh my goodness, for the hair. And it's really wonderful. So I'm going to this side. And basically, I'm doing product placement because I'm going to get all the way down from the front of the head all the way to the back of the head. Because too often, we do not catch those hairs in the back of the head. And if we don't, wherever that product does not touch is where you will not get the stretch. It's where you will not get the hydration. So keep in mind, this product has got to be evenly distributed through that hair, or at least the product placement piece. So I'm going to take this piece and we're going to go deal with this piece. And if you're wondering, that's not tangled up. See, that's just fine. Just kind of, it's our hair. I brought it to the hair, close to the scalp, all the way down. And now I'm smoothing that down. And then again, I'm going to take all the hair and I'm going to smooth it. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure, and I still have some definition. See, you want to keep your definition. I'm smoothing it. I have a hangnail. Be careful. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my scrunchie on. See, it's already starting to stretch out, but I'm going to put my scrunchie on. Those of you who have really spiral, extreme kinky hair, you have to do this part. Like I could get away and stretch my fro. So if I say, well, you know what, that's stretched enough, let's just let it be in a fro like this. See how it was? And remember when I first put in my hairband on, my fro was not near the stretch. I still have my curl definition. Now, I'm one that loves a frizzy fro, okay? But this gives me some curl definition, and my fro is stretched out, okay? Now, what if I wanted to stretch it out more, or if I had extremely kinky hair? So then I would have to take my scrunchie, or you take a ponytail holder. I just like to have keep life simple, and so I use this for everything. So I have several of these, and I smooth it back like this. And I do this, then I do other things. So I make sure the ends are hydrated. So I make sure the ends are smooth. And you're still not taking away your curl pattern. So I'm smoothing it. So now I'm going to kind of turn to the side while you see me do this. So I'm going to take this. Now let's turn to this side. And I'm going to release one of these. I'm going to tighten it up this way, go again, and then I'm going to slide. See where I'm sliding? And I'm leaving the ends stretched. So now my ends are right here where I got an extra stretch. So they have to travel. My ends have to travel from here to here. Okay? So now I've got this nice little stretch. Smooth it. Now, if you say, well, I want to make sure my hair lays down flat. And at that point, you would take a scarf and you would tie it flat. Now, I like a frizzy head of hair. I really like a fro. So I like what the folks did in the old school. They wanted to have these big afros. Anyway, minus the pick, because picks pull hair. Well, that's a whole nother show. But you can email me and ask me about that if you're using a pick. Email me. Okay, so now you have it. So what I'm going to do is go on with the show. We're going to talk about quick weave. I'm going to check to see if my chat room is open. If you have some questions, chat with me, please. But I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. And what I've done so far this morning is we've talked about morning, evening, or afternoon, whenever you're looking at me. We talked about what I do with my hair. We've just kind of broken this up into parts. So now you see my hair pull back. You will have to go back and look at the video if you want to know what I'm doing on the other, what I started out with. But I'm showing you how to stretch your furrow. I showed you how I dress my hair for bed. I'm trying to put my earring back on, guys. And we're going to talk about quick weave, frontal lace wigs. But welcome to the show. Thank you so much. I'm here each and every week right here. I'm live in my own studio at the World Trichology Institute. So if you get a chance, guys, this is really going on, and it's just not going on, but a fabulous place. And I would love to see you. You know, I get your emails. I would love to see you. And if it's possible for me to come out of my analysis room, or you can catch me between, you can get to see me, but at least you'll get to see my institute and my cosmetology school, my Trichology Institute, my clinic, my salons. It's really a fabulous place. It's such a blessed place. Okay, so let's go to the chat room first. Let's see where we are. And let's get this out of the way. You can also call my institute at 901-380-4445 if you have a question for me, or really if you would like to schedule an appointment to come and see me. But if you have a question for me, just email me. And if you're on the show live today, just chat with me. That'll be so super duper. That would be wonderful. I would love to hear from you. Let's make sure the chat room is open. And there it is. It's definitely open. Okay, so we got it. Okay, so it says, is anyone else having trouble hearing? Uh-oh, are y'all having trouble hearing me? Oh no, I hope not. No, we're good. We're good with sound, guys. Yay. So is anyone else, can everybody hear me? Because it always scares me. Because she said, hi, Dr. Akbari. Hi, Dr. Lisa. Hi. How you doing, Eco Hair Braiders course? Love these names you guys have. Oh my goodness. Hello, 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 everyone. So my chat room is open. Do you guys have any questions for me? I'm ready to hear those questions right now. So let's see what we have in my comment page. Said, what hair type? Okay, this is from Terry. She said, what hair type are you? I think my texture is matching yours perfectly, but I'm not sure how to tell my type. She said, what did she say? Said it's 3C, 3B. So I'm wondering what your hair type is. Let me tell you guys, I try and keep it simple and right to the point when it comes to hair. We have two things that we deal with as it relates to hair, Terry. And one, we have to deal with our texture. And two, we have to deal with our type. So texture, I keep it simple, deals with the size of your strand. You can either have a small strand, an average strand, or you can have a large strand. Basically what they're called is fine, medium, and coarse. That's your texture, what size your strand is. Then you can have texture changes, which means that your strand, if it's coarse, can go from coarse to medium. If it's fine, if it's medium, it can go from medium to fine. If it's fine, it can go from fine to thin. Now, fine and thin is not the same. Fine has all of its layers, fine hair. It's still a part of the group. It's still a part of the club. So it can be full hair, but thin hair cannot be. Thin hair is damaged hair. So if you have thinning, and this is my terminology, and I need to probably do a video on that, or either put that in a little pamphlet or a book, because there was so much with these 3Cs, 5Cs, 4Cs, and 2Cs, and 1C and B and all that. I just do not work with hair that way. I deal with type and texture as a trichologist because it keeps it simple. So that's relating to texture. Now type deals with the way your hair is shaped. Texture is the size of your strand, and type deals with the actual shape of your strand. So with the shape of your strand, you may have straight hair or kinky hair. So you can have straight hair or spiral hair. So spiral hair, straight hair is straight. Straight is straight. Spiral hair, it comes in degrees of kinkiness, or your degree of curl or spiral, corkscrew, or whatever, however you want to term that. Well, you have slight degree of kinkiness or spiral, which means it's straight and then a little bit of wave, straight and a little bit of wave. Or you can have medium degree of kinkiness, which means it's gonna turn the wave pattern. It's more like a S. So the first one is more like a C, and the next one, which is the first one is slight degree of kinkiness, more like a C. The next one is more like an S. That's medium degree of kinkiness, and the final one is more like a corkscrew, which is extreme degree of kinkiness. And that's pretty much it. And I really need to be smart about this and do a video on it, because you guys are really confused. Now, what do I have? I have average strands, average degree of kinkiness. So I have a hair texture. Let's start with my texture. My texture, what do we have in our texture? Fine, medium, coarse. I have medium textured hair. That means the size of my strand is medium. I don't have coarse hair and I don't have fine hair. And I certainly don't have thin hair until I conduct my studies and damage it. I do that purposely though, guys, so FYI. And then the second one is type. My type of hair is, you have on the type, you have slight degree, which would be a C, and then you have medium degree, which would be an S, and then you have extreme, which would be a corkscrew. I have medium degree. So Terry, I have medium degree of kinkiness and I have medium sized strands. Okay, hope that helps, Terry. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Okay, guys. All right, so let's get back. Now we have another question. Karen said you can hear me. Hi, Karen. I'm so glad you can hear me. And I'm going to butcher this name here. You got, it's Majana 123. Oops. Hi, Lisa. What are the different types of wigs? Are there any dangers associated with wearing them? I have hair that some, oh, excuse me, I have heard that some have chemicals to preserve the hair, which some could have a reaction to. So some people could have a reaction to having some of these chemicals on the hair. Is that what you're saying? Okay, couple of things. Perfect question. Thank you for this question. I'm going to call you 123, so I won't mess up your hair. It's okay. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I'm not going to mess up your name. Anyway, so let's break this question up. She said that she said, what are the different types of wigs? Okay, there are different types of wigs. We're going to do two parts of that because I'm not sure if you're meaning, I know you mean like how they're applied to hair. Well, you have wigs that are full wigs, and that means they cover from hairline to hairline, ear to ear, hairline to hairline. Okay, front hairline to nape hairline, side hairline to side hairline. Okay, that's a full wig. Then you have what they used to call falls, which have the my foot. Okay. Then you have the falls, which they have you put them in your hair. Usually they have these combs, and you put the comb in the hair, and then they fall over the top, so you leave some of your hair out. So generally your front hairline is left out. And then you have the partial piece, like toppers, and then that where it covers only the back of the head or the crown of the head or the buns, which those are all partial wigs or partial pieces. Those are pretty much it. Now, under that umbrella, those wigs can be lace front. They can be lace front, lace side, lace back, or just lace front only. Then you have just the ones that you put the little clip in the back and put bobby pins in them, which is pretty much old school standard. And then you have the ones where you are able to just do various things with the falls. So you have the combs, as I was saying, and those they cover part of the head, and those are attached usually with that comb. And then you have the buns and the toppers, and those are attached with bobby pins, or some people sew these little clips in there. Okay, so what are the differences and what's the danger to them? The danger to anything that has a comb in it or the little clips in it, the danger to where you are hooking it in the back, a little hook, that's what we'll call it. That is the hair actually is pulled, and it causes friction and traction. The comb as well, you can scratch your scalp. So let's say the rule: if you're going to wear a wig, no matter which one you wear, if you're going to wear a wig, you need to make sure that you use bobby pins, not hairpins. That means it needs to have little balls against it and close together. And then you're going to attach the piece to the hair piece, You're going to attach it to whatever covering you're wearing. I'm going to tell you the best covering. And then you're going to attach it to your hair, not stick it in your scalp. And you can do it in points. Don't ever attach it to your hairline. Make sure you're up inside your head. So you're going to flap the wig over and you're going to attach it. It does not have to be attached here. Make sure you go above your hair in the body. You want to attach it to what we call the terminal hairs, the hairs that are larger. The hairline hairs are always going to be smaller, so do not, and there's only going to be a few of them. The follicles are less. You have less in numbers, density, and so you have to be careful not to pull those. You can pull those easily. Then you have the other thing you need to do is protect your scalp and from that, and your hair strands from the wig fibers. So you always want to have something like a moisture lock fabric, like satin or silk or tissue lame or anything that will not, that's a very smooth fabric, because hair is light fabric. And if you do not put those fabrics against your hands, and not the stocking cap. Stocking cap causes too many problems, friction and pulling. So don't do those, but use, I have something called I call it treatment turban, but it's a turban that is, it's like a little beanie, and it's made out of a nylon, treated to look like silk, and it fits, but it does not pull or rub. And as long as your wig is against that, then you are good. Any part of the wig that's going to touch it, whether it's a full wig, it's a fall, or a little bun, or if it's a, or if it's a topper, then you have to make sure that you are putting your hair, you got to make sure that you're putting that fabric underneath it. That's the danger associated with wearing wigs. It's not protecting your hair and scalp from the wig. I think wigs are a great option. To me, a wig is like two things. You can wear it as like people, my patients call it their little buddies, and they wear them because they just love them when they, because I have my patients shampooing as their hair and scalp needs, and so sometimes they have a problem with wearing their hair. How do I say it? They have a problem with styling their hair. They don't have time. So I always say, keep your buddy, your wig. Okay. The other piece is we use it like a cast on a broken leg. If you are having a hair and scalp issue and you're treating your hair and scalp, sometimes the hair is too weak to style. So you need to make sure that styling does not become an issue. So you wear your wig so that you can have a style. And so you put your clean turban on, you put your wig on, and then you're done. Now I have a wig program on my website, lisaakbari.com, and you can purchase that program. But I also have, if you email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com. So I'm going to put both up here, my email address. You know, I'm going to get some software where I can talk this into here. Let's see. Oopsie. You know how, and y'all know that software. I just like that because I am a pecker, a slow typer. Lisa Akbari. That's 2 A's. It's LISA at LISAKBARI.com. There we go. And I'm going to send that up. There we go. And then also my website. And that's my email address, guys. And then also my website. My website is lisaakbari.com. Let's see. .com. And see, that's so easy. Here we go. So that's my website. And the other one was my email address. Okay, guys? All right. Cool beans, cool beans. So if you have some questions for me, chat away. And once that I can hear you, everybody can hear me. Yay. Thank you, God. Okay, so now we're going to go to quick weave. Yes, let's talk about quick weave. We have all of these articles written about quick weave. People are really, I mean, I don't know. People are doing so much with quick weave. One of the things the questions that I get I see patients with wearing the quick weave, and they come in and they've got hair and scalp problems. So I do try to counsel them and let them know what I believe about quick weave. Now, some of you who listen to me all the time, you already know what I'm going to say. But let's look at the pros and cons of quick weave. One of the pros and cons, let's look at the pro. Let's always look at the good stuff first before we tell you why you shouldn't do it. Let's take a swig of coffee. Okay, first, why do we wear quick weave? First, it is beautiful. I mean, the styles that I have seen stylists create with quick weave, they're simply gorgeous. It's convenient. So it's beautiful, it's convenient. It's low maintenance. And some people think zero maintenance, but there's nothing zero maintenance. It's low maintenance. And it's usually affordable. So wouldn't that be wonderful? If we're only looking at the style factor, but whenever you want to have healthy hair now and for years to come, you have to not only look at the hair, the style factor, how am I going to look? How am I going to present myself to the public? What image am I trying to project? You have to also look at the care factor. Underneath that quick weave, you've got a scalp, which is your foundation. It's just like having, I always tell everyone, if you don't pay attention to your scalp, it's like having this wonderful room. And it's got wallpaper and it's got all the finishing, all the lighting. But you look down, there's no floor. What happens? The wall's going to fall over, so the wallpaper won't be any. The ceiling's going to cave because there's nothing to stand on. So you always have to keep in mind, whenever you're making a choice, is this going to harm my scalp? So the first thing you look at with quick weave, is it harming my scalp? How do you know it's harming? Does it itch? Is it tender? Is it caught? What's happening? When I take it out, how does my scalp look? The other piece is my hair. Can I get to my scalp and my hair to clean it? Am I able to condition my hair? Or is everything just kind of dry rotting underneath there? So the cons to this quick weave is that, number one, when it's applied to the scalp. Now, I've got videos on how to apply lace front wigs and quick weave without getting it on your scalp. And I know that what you're going to say, and some stylists out there are telling you this, and some stylists are being told that they can apply a quick weave to their client's hair without getting the glue, because you glue quick weave to the scalp. They're saying that you can get glue quick weave to the scalp without it. Glue quick weave on somewhere, I guess people are saying it's not getting on the scalp. You can do this, glue quick weave, without getting it on the scalp. Well, one of the first questions I will ask my patients, because I want to appeal to you, your intelligence. I just want you to think about it. So your stylist said this is not getting on your scalp, right? Okay, she believes it, you believe it. So are you able to take this off? Is it just a wig that you're picking up every night and taking it off? They said, no, you can't take it off. It's stuck on. And I said, well, what is it stuck to? And then when I asked that question, they're like, oh my goodness, you're right. And it's not that people are not smart. You're very smart. But there are a couple of things you have to think about here. Most people are not. They're more into the style. See, that's why you have to consider care factor and style. You can't just say, well, this is the style I want, and I'm considering this style, and that's all I'm thinking about. This is only because you have not thought about what a quick weave is doing to your scalp. So what's crucial is that you make sure that you never glue anything to your scalp. You never stick anything in your scalp. You never glue anything to your scalp. When you glue, stick, quick weave into your scalp, you're going to have a problem. Now, most of them say, well, no, she put this cap on first, and she sprays this spray into my scalp, and then she glues it. But it's still sticking to something. Is it sticking to the spray? What is the spray sticking to? Is the spray a solid? If the spray is solid, then, and it's not going in, then how is it stuck to your head? So at some point, something is sticking to your scalp. And you can't do that, because what you do is you get this adhesive down into your skin, your porous skin, your follicle. It causes all kinds of irritations. Someone said that, oh, they may be allergic to this. You can be allergic to these. But if you have allergy, and I didn't finish that last question, the answer to that last question, I do apologize. If you have contact dermatitis or allergic reaction, then you're gonna see fine red bumps, and you're gonna have itchy skin. So usually at that point, there's some type of inflammation or dermatitis, or that means irritations there. And at that point, you may have to see a dermatologist. But yes, that could happen. So that's the problem. But then the other problem is it could cause alopecia. I've had so many patients to come in, and literally the quick weave, when it was removed, it was the hair pulled out away as well. Now, some of you said, well, what about the solvent? The solvent you can put on, but what happens is, again, traces, microscopic traces, so you don't really see them. Those microscopic traces are left on the skin, and then it eventually solidifies, and over a period of time, it will create a blockage around the mouth of the follicle, so alopecia is still there. So there's and then scalp infections. There's all kinds of things that can happen with using quick weave. So if there is any type of added hair, I would tell you no to, will be quick weave. And all of the years I've been in the hair care industry, I never tell a patient they can't have something. I always tell them the safe way to do it. There's no safe way to put quick weave on. I said it. I've said it. That's the truth. Believe me, in the many years I've been in the hair care industry, as a trichologist, prior to that as a cosmetologist, I know that there's no safe way to put quick weave on if it's attached to your skin. There's just no safe way, because it is eventually going to cause a problem. And I know it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and I know you guys love it. But ladies, I'm telling you, I have many women who are bald permanently because they've damaged the follicle beyond repair. Without a follicle, you cannot have a hair strand. It's just trying to live in this world without a heart. If you don't have a heart, your body will cease to function. Without a follicle, your strands will cease to grow. So just remember that. Okay, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, or if you have tuned in over and over again, I'm trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. We're having a great time talking about quick weave and lace front wigs. Lace front wigs are next, because we have all this hairline damage with lace front wigs, and we have healthy, beautiful hair under lace front wigs. So let's talk about what's going on with that. Also, as you can see my hair, I have pulled it back. Now, when this is over, when you get a chance, this video will be archived. My show will be archived. And that way you have an opportunity to go back and see what I started with. And you're going to see how much my fro is stretched out. And we're going to do that toward the end of the show. So try to hang in there, guys, if you're online. I know this is hump day for a lot of folks. If you're looking at it for the first time, or if you're looking at it live, then you may be at work, or you may be busy and trying to go back and forth to it. So I appreciate you. I do want you guys to email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com, and you can see I put my email address there. If you have a certain day of the week, a certain time, or just a group of you guys, just get together. If you want two things. One, you want me to do a private time for you and your group. And what we're going to do is a hangout online. Wouldn't that be cool? And we can talk about specifics that you and your girlfriends want to talk about. I would love to do that. We would have so much fun. The other thing is, if you have a certain time you want me to do my live show, you want me to, hey, I'd love to have your live show on Sunday nights, or I would love to have your live show on Monday evenings, or whatever, whenever. This is live and it's online. And the cool thing about it, I can do it anywhere. You've seen me do my show on location. I can do it anywhere. So email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com, if you have a desire. So let's go back and see if we have something going on with our chat room. Oopsie. And let's see if we can do a little chatty poo. And let's see here. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Everybody's saying good morning, good morning. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what we have. We have some questions. Said, have you had customers that had a thyroid condition trying to grow their hair back? Absolutely, Lady Nefertibet. You guys, you making me just feel really dumb here with these names. Okay, I'm going to call you Lady. She had a question. She wanted to know if I have patients who have thyroid conditions and they're trying to grow their hair back. Understand, with your thyroid condition, we have to work with you and your endocrinologist. So what I am able to do as a trichologist, I'm able to recognize if there's a malfunctioning follicle. When we recognize whether or not you have malfunctioning follicles throughout your scalp, then we make recommendations to a endocrinologist. And what that endocrinologist will do is they will treat the problem that's causing your follicle to malfunction. See, guys, keep in mind, our hair, our body does not need hair to survive. So if you're gonna, the follicle is an organ. So if your body's gonna say, okay, you know what, I'm stressed out within my body system, I'm malnourished, or I'm on medication or something, whatever's happening within the body system, that non-life sustaining organ, like a better way to put it, is a hair follicle. You don't have to have hair to survive in most parts of the world. So if you don't have hair, that organ can just shut down for whatever reason. So generally, you'll notice your skin, your hair, it's mainly your hair follicle will malfunction if something's going on within the body systems that can cause your body to need to pull all of that attention to other areas. Well, here we go. Your endocrinologist will be able to tell us what's going on within the body systems that's causing the follicle to malfunction. As a trichologist, what I do for that patient is I recognize that we have hairs called villus hairs. These are hairs that are characteristically different from your terminal or the other hairs on your head. So with those villus hairs, when we see those, we know that that hair is growing from a follicle that's not functioning. Now, will that hair grow back? Absolutely. Correct the problem within the body systems and the hair grows back. So that's why you want a trichologist, one who uses a handheld microscope to give your first examination. Have a trichologist who will partner with an endocrinologist, and then they can send you over to an endocrinologist. I always send all of my patients to Dr. Beverly Williams Cleese. Love her. Smart, kind, loving individual. And she knows her stuff. And that's the best way to put it. And she will help me, and she'll work with my patients and help them through whether it's thyroid condition or some other autoimmune disease within the body system. I also send them when I see alopecia areata, which is where the immune system has decided that the follicle is an invader and it's malfunctioning. So, and it shuts your follicle down. Okay, now, there we go. So I hope that helps, lady. Yay. Okay, Karen. She said, how is that possible? Style over care is not a good combination. How is that? Style over care. You can never style your hair over care. You have to take care of your scalp and hair because of the foundation. And I don't know if you're asking Karen, or I don't know what you're saying there, Karen, but I do know style over care is never a good one. You have to take care of your hair, then you have to style it. So every style you choose, Karen, make sure that you have a good hair care and a good scalp care regimen. That means a cleansing, conditioning. First, your scalp needs to be in a clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment. That means you need to clean your scalp, and you need to use shampoos with the pH 4.5 to 5.5. Your hair needs to be in a protected and preserved, so you have to keep your moisture levels up and your protein levels balanced with your moisture level. And I don't mean evenly balanced. It means you've got to put moisture whenever you're dealing with protein. You're using protein to strength, moisture to hydrate. My recommendation, and then you can go to my website, lisaakbari.com, is to purchase conditioners that have the protein and moisture and already is balanced, where you don't have to try to play chemist. Now, you have to do that. If you're going to do that, then you're going to have a great foundation, shampooing on an as-needed basis, conditioning at least once a week, deep conditioning under the dryer, shampooing as needed. That means if you're sweating, swimming, working out, if you're swimming, every time you swim, you shampoo. If you are sweating, every time you sweat, don't leave the sweat on more than 48 hours. If you're just walking around every day, you need to shampoo inside of 7 days, 3 to 7 days. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, so we have another one. Here we go. I was just making, oh, okay, Karen. You said, don't fuss at me. I was just making a statement. Okay, thank you, Karen. Okay, guys, we don't have that much time left, but we've got to talk about front lace wigs. And so if you have a chat, I'll just hang in there as long as you want to hang in there. But we have about 5 minutes left. But I want to talk about frontal lace wigs, or lace front wigs, or however you term it, full lace wigs. Lace, this is the thing with lace wigs, and it's really short and sweet and straight to the point. If you have a wig, and the cool thing, let's look at the pros and cons. I always like to do that. The cool thing is, with a lace front wig, there's this I think it's brilliant. There's this lace that they have on the hairline, and they have in the center part. And the cool one I love is the hairline here, because it has hair that's on that lace. So it allows you to let your hairline look like it's there, but it's actually hand woven into this wig. Now, I'm going to tell you, you can have someone make these for you, but I don't know how they do them so cheap. Maybe they make them with machines. I don't know, but it looks hand woven. But these folks have these lace front wigs that have the hairline hair already around there, and you kind of cut it till you cut it really close where it looks like hairline hair. It's beautiful. It also looks like you don't have a wig on. I've seen some of them that look great. Don't get the ones that just don't have the hairline on, because that it looks like it's kind of the weakest, cosmetically speaking, just aesthetically. It just doesn't look as pretty as the ones that have the lace, what we call the quote unquote baby hair. Okay, now let's get to the negatives of these lace front wigs. The negatives, if you glue it in. If you're gluing this in, now the way these are made, they're made to hug the head. So you don't need the glue, okay, guys? You don't need the glue. You just need to make sure that you lift it up, bobby pin it underneath, remember, in your terminal here, and then you flip it down and let it hug your head. Cut this lace and cut the hair to where it lays against your head, and that's it. Is it just working? Okay, we're going to talk about this. Say, good question. I had another one said, good question. How do you work with patients that are undergoing cancer treatments, which may lead to hair loss? Okay, quickly, let's talk about that. Cancer patients are, are losing hair because of the radiation and the chemotherapy, as we know. The radiation and chemotherapy goes after rapidly dividing cells. Hair follicles happen to have the most rapidly dividing cells within any organs within the body systems. So hair follicles are rapidly dividing cells. So temporarily, the cancers, the chemotherapy and radiation shuts those down. So that's what you do. So we have a program called breast cancer before, during, and after, or cancer before, during, and after. And basically, once a person is diagnosed, heaven forbid, with cancer, then we immediately start working with their scalp, because there's therapies that are most likely to cause hair loss and some least likely. But one of the big things is we have to concerned about the after, because most of these will cause hair loss. You're going to lose that hair from that follicle in most cases. But we want to make sure the scalp is ready for this, because what happens when you, we want to see the condition of your scalp before you start chemotherapy. So we know how to treat your scalp while you're having the chemotherapy, because at this point, it's all about the scalp. Once the scalp has lost its hair, then we start treating the skin, because it becomes dry, sometimes irritated. There are natural treatments that can help with that. So we do work with cancer patients. And then afterwards, when you start growing that hair in, it's almost like you were just newly born. You grow in these really uncharacteristic hairs. Some of them are even vellus. And they're transition hairs is what you're having mostly. Transition hairs, you're transitioning back to health. So every growth cycle, you get a new type of hair. For sometimes you'll have that growth cycle with that hair in a texture of fine, this growth cycle. So for 3 or 4 years, you have it, and 2 to 4 years, and then you have it again, the next growth cycle. So as that hair sheds off, it grows back the same. That means it grows back in a fine texture. Or you can have it grow back in a transition texture, which is more like vellus, so transition. Then it grow into a fine, and then it'll grow into a medium, and many times it will grow back into coarse if you ever had that particular hair texture. But you have to take care of the strand, and you have to take care of your scalp. You have to keep the mouth of the follicle clear and open, and you have to make sure that you keep the hair strand strong and hydrated. You guys, this has been a great show. We could talk about this. We could do a show on this, guys. And also, I want show ideas. So email me. Email me anytime you have show ideas, things that you want me to talk about. If you want me to do a video on it, if you want me to do an entire show on it, on that topic, I will be more than happy to. Thank you, guys. I love you. To God be the glory. Be safe. A lot of you are doing Halloween. Be safe. I know I'm aging the show every time I do things like that. Or you may be doing Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter, or just kind of renew the show. So guys, I will see you next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. Keep the emails coming. Keep the comments coming, because you guys know I do this for you. Oops, I almost forgot. I got to take my hair down, guys. Okay, let me take my hair down. Let me go back to the screen. You guys would have got me if I didn't show you this. I'm supposed to show you. Oopsie, I'm shaking the camera. Here we go. I'm going to show you how my hair looks. Now remember, you're going to go back to the video. I just took my little scrunchie off, and look at it stretch. Look at how big my fro is, guys. First, I'm just going to do. Now you saw in the beginning, when you go back, you'll see. There we go. I'm just going to take my fingers, and all I'm doing is sliding through, only because I know there's no tangles. If you feel like you might have a tangle, you smooth through. So I'm sliding through, and I'm pulling it down. This side, sliding through. Now this is with curl definition. Pulling it down, and sliding through. I almost forgot this. You guys, I know I'm over time, but I started a little late. So here we go. So I'm still going to be about an hour with the show. And you just can't, any of the twists, because you know we pull them together with my twists, then you just take them and you have your fro. You can make a large fro, and then you could, let me get closer. And I have medium degree of kinkiness. So, and then you could take it and you can pat your fro. And now you have your afro stretched out. And that's all I do is dress my hair for bed. And I've shown you 2 or 3 different styles, guys. And what you need to understand is our hair, natural kinky hair, is not hard. Is it work? Yes, but so is brushing your teeth. So stop thinking that you want healthy teeth, you brush your teeth. You want healthy hair, you do something to your hair. You just have to keep it simple, okay? All right, guys, I love you, love you. Mwah! To God be the glory in Jesus. Let me take a look under this other video. Here we go. Okay. All right. It said, just tuned for the first time. Oh, welcome, Vanessa Anthony. Listen, go back and look at the archive and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page and make sure you follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. YouTube page, I'm more active on there than anywhere because it's so interactive. And remember, guys, before we go, make sure you email me if you want to do a group Google Hangout with you and some girlfriends. Let me know. Email me and request that. If you want to do a cyber reading, if you want to do just one-on-one counseling, cyber counseling, let me know. If you want to come and see me, please call me at 901-380-4445 and schedule a hair and scalp analysis. If you're having problems, please do not let that just go, but make sure you do. I love you guys. To God be the glory in Jesus. Have a wonderful, blessed morning, evening, or afternoon. I'll see you next week. All right, bye. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's very whimsical. Yeah, it's very whimsical. It's too long to stand up. Let's move it over. Let's open it up a little bit here. There we are, and there it is. Oops, there it is. Okay, thank you. All right, I think we're good right now. All right.